The deeper you go, the higher you fly. The higher you fly, the deeper you go.
I think the study of consciousness right now is very much a cooperative endeavor between scientists and philosophers. So scientists are gathering a whole lot of data about the brain and about behavior. But then the question is, what does that tell us about consciousness? You've got to somehow go beyond the data.
We've had 20 years of philosophers doing metaphysics in the absence of science, showing exactly zero for what they've accomplished, which is what I predicted. Meanwhile, the serious science of consciousness has gone booming.
How do you quantify the one who's doing the quantifying? How do you measure the one who's doing the measuring? How do you quantify the one who's observing? Science is all about what am I observing? It doesn't ask the question, who's observing? That's a very important question.
I thought that Deepak's whole argument rested on a simple fallacy. Namely, you can't observe anything without a conscious observer. Therefore, you can't separate the thing you're observing from the observation. You can. Absolutely. That's what science does.
Consciousness is not localized. It is what it is. When we touch it, we know it exists, but we can't place it anywhere.
You speak of consciousness as if it's an it. We don't even know if it's a verb. And so that's the problem right now. We're not quite sure what it is that we're dealing with.
So the whole thing is part of this universe. So you are maybe a body, but you are trying to harmonize with the global string. So you are a string. So life, if I want to define life, so life is just when matters come together and they form a vibration of strings that harmonizes with the universe.
Folks have backed themselves into a metaphysical corner. You know, the scientific world is really committed to, you know, materialism at this point in time, and not studying, you know, phenomena that cannot be seen by more than one person at one time. Only you can see your stream of consciousness, and only I can see my stream of consciousness.
Some people are born with a particular sensitivity to the energy in the world, the fluidity that pervades the material world, to looking deeper than the surface of physical objects, and even to this very fine, even more fundamental than energy, I believe, this consciousness level.
The conscious mind is like the child, and the unconscious mind is like the parent. And so it's really beneficial to the conscious mind, for the unconscious mind to have more information and to behave in a way that helps the conscious mind along on its quest.
Unconscious processes lead to consciousness. It's kind of a build-up, and then you're, in the case of our model, quantum superposition, unconscious processing reaches threshold for collapse. Bing, you have a moment of consciousness, awareness.
Tradition in science has been to think you really understand something when you reduce it to something else. Because you show that the table isn't really solid, it's just a cloud of molecules, and solidity has been reduced to the behavior of the molecules. Now, in a way, that's right, but in a way, it's wrong. You can't reduce anything that really exists, because once you've done that story about the cloud of molecules, all the same, this damn thing is solid.
Everything you've ever experienced, every single atom of experience you've ever had since before you were born, was nothing more than the flickering of 100 billion neurons, the electrochemical action of 100 billion neurons in a 3-pound gelatinous mass floating in a warm, dark bath. It's not reality itself. It's a model of something that we think is out there somewhere.
Well, at the center of all this is the hard problem of consciousness, which is how on earth does all this physical processing in the brain give you consciousness? And many people, including me, just see a gap in the explanation. My take on this is you actually need to end up taking consciousness as a kind of a fundamental constituent of the world, like space and time and mass. Find the fundamental laws that govern it. But that's just the start.
There isn't any hard problem. The hard issue is to get people to see that it's not a problem at all, it's a cognitive illusion, and then show how, if you simply abandon the idea of a hard problem, you can make real progress, and a lot of progress is being made.
Near-death experiences are not evidence of life after death. There is nobody to continue. The self is an ephemeral illusion constructed again and again in our lifetime. It just pops up and pops away again, pops up and pops away again, but we're deluded into thinking it's continuous.
What is fundamental reality? It must be something that very precisely, with exquisite mathematic precision, creates both the brain and the cosmos. And not this brain and the cosmos, infinite varieties of brains and cosmos. The cosmos is using the brain as an observation deck to experience itself in this form, okay, color, sound, touch, taste, and smell, the human experience. The more you get to know, the more you realize that the mystery deepens.
I certainly believe that we're all capable of spiritual awakening, that that's our innate nature and we're all capable of it. It's a little bit like saying we can all sing. Right?
How's it mixed with... Damn. It's dry here, very dry. I know the birds like it, because take it easy, guys. And so forth and so forth, okay?
What makes my thing ding? What makes my bing ping? What makes my string sing? What makes the gap hap? Explain the brain map. Where is my mind at? How can my retina see hidden realities? Or am I going too deep? Could we meet eye to eye between the we and I? Or is it too great a leap? Acceleration, Einstein's equation, space-time invasion, quantum vibration, sideshow sensation. What's the foundation? How can my retina see the possibilities? Or am I going too deep? Could we meet eye to eye between the we and I? Or is it too great a leap? Non-local or local, computational, downloadable, expandable, collapsible, inflatable, debatable. Non-local or local, computational, downloadable, expandable, collapsible, inflatable, debatable. What sort of qualia awakens Buddha? Cries hallelujah.